What's going on, everybody? I am back with another Prizepicks MLB player props video. This one going to be breaking it down, giving you guys 5 picks to get you winning some money over here on Prizepicks. As always, if you haven't checked out Prizepicks, would highly recommend you check them out, guys. It is a player props website and app where you can win money off of picking the over and under on things like player strikeouts, first inning runs allowed, first inning hits allowed, earned runs allowed, hits allowed, etc. Go ahead and use that promo code KJK DFS to receive an instant match on your first deposit up to $100 today. Again, that is code KJK DFS. Go to lock that in. Get that free money offer and start winning some money over here on Prizepicks today with these picks, guys. And if you are going to be very serious, I do offer premium content packages. If you're playing every single day, would highly recommend you check those out. I do offer Prizepicks packages, underdog packages, and the all-new VIP member package. That's going to get access to every single one of my packages to go along with picks for every single app. And I'm doing a giveaway once we get up to 100 Patreons. So once we get to 100 Patreons, 5 lucky winners are going to win a KJK DFS merch item of their choice. And I want to do a lot more giveaways as well. So if you guys have any ideas for giveaways, you know, the NFL season's right around the corner. I'll be having NFL packages as well. And I'd like to do some more giveaways to help out you guys and give back to the community for supporting my content. So that would be awesome. If you have any ideas, let me know for that. But right now, that's the idea. If you think there's something better, I'm open to feedback, and if you enjoyed the content, would be greatly appreciated if you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you don't miss any future content that I upload. Like goal is going to be 100, 200 likes actually, typically, but if we can get up to 100, that'd be fantastic. So let's talk about it. We'll go game by game as we always do, and the first game we're going to talk about is going to be the Tampa Bay Rays taking on the Baltimore Orioles because we have an ace on the bump today in Shane McClanahan. He is fantastic. Looking at his underlying metrics, you really cannot ask for much more. He's got a 33.3% K rate overall with a 16.5% swinging strike rate, good hard contact stuff, a 33.7% K rate against righties, and a 30.7% K rate against lefties. So he is the real deal. And he gets to take on a Baltimore Orioles lineup today that is less than stellar. They only have a 2.7 implied total, and he gets to pitch in the Trop in Tampa Bay, which is one of the best pitching environments in baseball. Go ahead and pull up the diagram as far as the Trop's concerned. Tropicana Field, you can see a lot of red going on from hitting environment aspects, so always a great ballpark to be targeting pitching in. And he's a 184 favorite. He's expected to win, and then we're reading off these K rates for the Baltimore Orioles. Should be able to get some strikeouts along the way for sure. Starting from the bottom up with Torino's 31%, 29, 30, 21, 20, 23, 23, 22, and 26. So there's not a single guy in this lineup with below a 20% K rate. McClanahan's got elite swinging strike stuff. He's got good hard contact stuff. He should be able to go deep into the ball game. 6+ innings. You're looking at his leash as far as how long they'll let him go as far as Tampa Bay is concerned. They do have a bit of a short leash as far as the innings, I feel like. Like, rarely they'll let him go past 6 innings, but he's just going to dominate through 6 is my anticipation here. Has had a tough go as of late. The last couple times out against Cleveland and Detroit, but I think this is a perfect bounce back spot for him against a Baltimore Orioles squad with a lot of holes in their bats at home. I think McClanahan bounces back. And pick number 1, we are going to be rocking with the over 41.5 pitcher fantasy score for Shane McClanahan. So we're going with the fantasy score. I think he gets the win. I think he gets the quality start, 6+ innings, gets a lot of strikeouts along the way. You know, 7 strikeouts at least. We'll take 8, 9, 10. That would not hurt our feelings, but I think if he can get 7 strikeouts, dominate through 6, he gets over this fantasy score for sure as far as from a minimal line aspect. So that's going to be pick number 1, Shane McClanahan over fantasy score. Pick number 2. We're going to be heading down to the Philadelphia Phillies taking on the New York Mets. We have 2 fantastic aces in this one. We'll kick things off on the away side with Aaron Nola. Gets to go into City, which is a great pitching environment. Once again, big ballpark upgrade for him as compared to pitching in Philly. We'll just pull up the diagram. We will be targeting Nola's strikeouts, so this won't matter too much. But at the same time, pitching in a good pitching environment can help you with the pitch count. You know, certain balls that might leave the yard won't. Not as much of a concern of him getting blown up or giving up those, you know, base hits, which should help keep the pitch count in check. And I really like where his strikeout prop line is set today. I think it's just too low. When we're reading off as far as Aaron Nola is concerned, his strikeout stuff, he's got a 27.9% K rate overall with an 11.8% swinging strike rate, 29.5% K rate against those righties, and a 26.2% K rate against those lefties. And the New York Mets do not have the highest of strikeout lineups. Now, obviously, the matchup's a little bit less than ideal, but like I said, his strikeout prop's only at 5.5. I think he's able to get you there. Starting from the bottom up, there are some strikeouts to be had in this lineup with certain bats. I mean, McCann, he has a 25% K rate overall, and then 13, 25, 12, 23, 19, 20, 17, and 15 at the top. So, nice little combination of some higher strikeout bats with some kind of mid-grade strikeout bats. And once again, it's kind of more about where the line's at for me. You look at Aaron Nola as far as his pitch count's concerned and everything. They're going to let him go for a pretty long time. And his strikeout stuff, like I said, is good. You look at the pitch count, 91, 93, 92, 108, 98. He's already faced the Mets a couple of times. You look at the strikeouts as far as how he's fared the last couple of times against them. Let's see. Last time against the Mets, he struck out 7, and the time before, he struck out 9. And once again, the K-prop is only at 5.5 over here on Prizepicks. So pick number 2, we're going to be rocking with the over 5.5 strikeouts for Aaron Nola. Maybe he gives up a few runs, but the strikeout prop's not going to concern us with that. I do think he gets 6+ strikeouts in this spot just based upon the pure talent that he has. He's an elite guy. Typically, we're going to see him up around like a 7K prop. The fact that we can get him at 5.5. I get that it's not the easiest opponent in the Mets, but I just simply don't care. He's got too much of an elite strikeout rate to not target this 5.5 prop. So that's going to be pick number 2 here. Pick number 3, we're going to run it back to the other side. Best pitcher in baseball. That's Jacob DeGrom. He came back from injury. He's been working his pitch count back up, and he has looked just like the DeGrom that we are used to. The guy's phenomenal. I mean, his numbers are just stupid so far on the season, man. He's got a 5 innings pitch sample size in Game 1, a 5.2 innings pitch sample size in Game 2. You look at the pitch count. Started out at 59, 76, so the pitch count's going to continue to climb. Last time against the Braves, he went 5.2 innings, 2 earned runs. He had 12 strikeouts. It's Jacob DeGrom, man, and now he's working his pitch count up. I think he's finally able to go 6+ innings in this one, which will give him the quality start, allow 3 earned runs or less, and got a lot of strikeouts along the way. He's heavily favored to get at least 9 strikeouts. You look at his numbers on the season so far. It's only a 10 innings pitch sample size. He hasn't faced off against any left-handed pitchers. No, left-handed hitting, I should say. But he's got a 50% K rate overall, a 26.7% swinging strike rate, a 62.5% K rate against righties. Now, obviously, these numbers probably aren't, you can't maintain these over a longer sample size, but we know what DeGrom's capable of. Just ridiculously good numbers, and he is a heavy favorite in this one, a 213 favorite. I would expect him to get the win here. Like I said, I like Noah's strikeouts, but I do think he probably gives up a couple of runs to this Mets offense. With the Mets offense giving him a little bit of run support, DeGrom, I expect him to go 6+ innings. Like I said, he's heavily favored to strike out at least 9 in the spot. And as far as his pitcher fantasy score is concerned, I think we just have to target it. The pitch count's going to be up higher than it ever has today. He just struck out 12 against the Braves. I like the over 43.5 fantasy score for Jacob DeGrom. Like I said, he's expected to get at least 9 strikeouts. The pitch count's going to continue to climb. I expect him to go at least 6 innings in this one. Get those 9+ strikeouts, and hopefully get that win to go along with the quality start. But I do think he does. So I like the over 43.5 pitcher fantasy score for Jacob DeGrom. That's going to be pick number 3 here. And then pick number 4, we're going to be headed down to the Los Angeles Dodgers taking on the Kansas City Royals. And we're talking about Andrew Heaney because he has some elite strikeout stuff, and he gets to take on this washed-up Kansas City Royals lineup. They unloaded at the trade deadline. There's no Whit Merrifield. There's no Andrew Benintendi. This lineup is not good, and Andrew Heaney has some really, really good swinging strike stuff, some really good K stuff as far as how he fares. You can see he's got 31.6% K rate overall with a 14.6% swinging strike rate, 31% K rate against righties, and a 33.3% K rate against lefties. The guy has looked phenomenal. He doesn't have the highest of pitch count, so for me, it's definitely going to be the strikeouts. It's not going to be the pitcher fantasy score for me. I just don't think his leash is quite long enough for me to want to target the pitcher fantasy score. And I think even with the shortened leash, the quote-unquote shortened leash, not as long as some other people, he's still able to clear his K-prop, and Vegas is agreeing with me on this one. He's a heavy favorite to hit the over. Minus 140, 5.5 favorite right now I'm seeing on DK Sportsbook and some other sportsbooks I saw in some even heavier lines earlier in the day. And then when we're reading off this Kansas City Royals lineup as far as their strikeout rates are concerned, plenty of case to be had for sure against an elite strikeout guy. Like I said, Nicky Lopez is a low strikeout at the bottom with 12, but then 50, 25, 16, 23, 22, 26, 27, and 19 at the top. So a lot of strikeouts. Once again, Andrew Heaney has elite strikeout stuff. The last thing is the leash. Like I said, he doesn't have the longest of leash compared to some of these other guys, but he's right up there around 80, 90 pitches. 81, 74, 71, 77. Kind of working his way back from an injury, though. 89. I think they're just kind of being a little bit cautious with him, but once again, the strikeout stuff's really, really good. He's a heavy favorite to hit the over, and I think this is a fantastic spot against a Royals lineup that's really not looking too good these days. So, pick number 4, we're going to be rocking with the strikeouts for Mr. Andrew Heaney. I like the over 5.5 strikeouts for him. That's pick number 4. And pick number 5, we're going to be heading on down to the Milwaukee Brewers taking on the St. Louis Cardinals, and we're going to talk about Corbin Burnes because he, once again, is an elite strikeout guy. Absolutely ridiculously good numbers as far as the strikeouts are concerned. He's got a 32.6% K rate overall with a 16% swinging strike rate, 32.2% K rate against righties, and a 33.1% K rate against lefties. So elite strikeout stuff against both sides of the plate. Does have a little bit of slugging issues against righties. He does have to take on a bit of a tough opponent in the Cardinals as far as maybe giving up a couple of runs here. So I'm going to lean his strikeouts, but with that being said, he gets a nice ballpark upgrade, and there are some strikeouts to be had in this Cardinals lineup, especially when you're factoring in Burns elite strikeout stuff, these rates, he can definitely rack up some Ks. Starting from the bottom up with Edman, he's got a 19% K rate overall, then a 21% K rate, 28, 23, 31, 14, 21, 30, and 17. And those are K rates against right-handed pitching, I should say, not overall, but there's plenty of strikeouts to be had. Corbin Burns has a long leash. He's got really, really good strikeout stuff. He's already faced this Cardinals team a couple times this year and then just put on display the strikeout stuff. Last time he faced the Cardinals, he struck out 10. The time before, he struck out 11. So has already shown the ability to strike out a bunch of guys in this matchup. I expect him to do it again. And then you look at the leash, 115, 108, 102, 103. They're going to let him go deep into these ball games. So pick number 5. Do like these strikeouts for Mr. Corbin Burns. Going to be rocking with the over 7.5 strikeouts for him. And that is my 5 picks to get you winning some money over here on Prizepicks in the MLB today, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you don't miss any future content that I upload. If you haven't checked out the premium content packages, check those out. We will have more picks. This slate is loaded today, so a lot of really, really good picks. I really like these 5, but there's plenty more to be had if you want to check out the premium content packages. You have to visit patreon.com/KJK_DFS. That is linked below in the description. I have my link tree down there with every single KJK DFS link if you want to sign up for some new websites. I have picks for my other sponsor sites as well. A bunch of good stuff going on. So best of luck on your MLB props picks today, and we will see you in the next one.